Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Look at Mr. Z starting 5 minutes early, and Toya still beat me here. I'm early, and Toya said I'm going to be here before the teacher, before the professor, with the apple on the table. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Ooh, they moonwalking. Ooh, they moonwalking, they moonwalking. Not the fairy godmother herself. Not the fairy godmother herself. Oh, they moonwalking. Not crystalline kerosene. Oh no. Not black men are nothing but Big D and swag. Oh no. Right? And Louis, look. Man, you found gold. Louis, you found gold. Shout out to Louis Conyer. You found gold with this one. Not crystalline kerosene, moonwalking, the moonwalking, let's call it Chrissy moonwalking, Yanny moonwalking. Oh crap. Crystalline kerosene moonwalking. Ooh. They're moonwalking, y'all. Oh yeah. I said it. Shout out to Edward Anderson. Shout out to me, myself, Z. Shout out to all of you. Go date out. Go eat some vagina. Go play with your Rose toy. We told them that. We haven't even been telling them that for what, 5 years? We haven't even been saying it for a long time. We just started saying that. See, it took a while for them to really. They felt the pinch of COVID-19. They felt it, but it took them a while. See, they thought they was gonna come out of COVID and just hit the ground running, right? Some of these jobs were paying more, such and such. No, see, the old white men had different plans. Oh, the old white men, no technocrats had different plans. If y'all don't notice, the technocrats are sending y'all back home, black women. Oh, you gotta hate it. Oh, you gotta hate it. The technocrats said, "Yeah, see, we got new plans. See, we got to handle some stuff with China. We bringing factories back home. It looked like we might have a spike in unionizing. We coming off of some of that neoliberal stupor, huh? All that fast money financialization of the economy. We coming off of that high interest rates. Oh, oh, you hate to see it, huh? The U.S. got to start getting tight with money now. We slowly are coming out of that Reagan era neoliberalism, huh? That Ayn Rand, Milton Friedman, Chicago boys, huh? That scared money don't make no money, money over everything, right? MOE, right? That Fruity Pebble chain era, the Make It Rain era. We were literally throwing money out of windows. I'm just saying, this is really a thing, right? Huh? Now that it looks like we coming off of that, and that doesn't mean that some people won't still engage. That is not what Mr. Z is saying. But the trend, huh? Now that more and more young men are saying, girlfriend for what? Wife for what? Now that you have 16-year-olds and 14-year-olds that could recite divorce statistics, oh, the women are scared. Now you have more and more young men that'll be like, you know what? The Jergens lotion and internet, prawn and video games don't sound that bad. Huh? Better than getting foodie cold. Huh? Oh, you hate to see it. The godmother herself moonwalking. Oh, you hate to see it. Yes, Crystalline. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. What you thought? Y'all reached the market cap, Crystalline. Y'all reached the market cap for all the foolishness. 15% of women can get that TV life. Just about 15%. That's what Anne-Marie Slaughter said. Just about 15%. Huh? And Anne-Marie Slaughter said that how many years ago? Huh. So Yanny moonwalking, Chrissy moonwalking. Paris doesn't create the content like she used to. She's recently married, so she's enjoying her husband. Huh? And now even Crystalline Kerosene. And shout out to BGS. Yes, BGS, she out here in the dating world now. Oh, you hate to see it. Oh, Crystalline out here dating now with 4 kids. Yes, one of them is an adult. I think the other one is not too far behind, but still. She out here trying to get her a second naive, dumb white lick. It ain't that easy like it was 20 years ago now, is it, Crystalline Kerosene? Oh, you dealing with a new type of white man now, huh? Uh-oh. Huh? And never mind if you try to date brothers. Or the Latinos. Oh. Oh, you hate to see it. Huh? See, I want us to remember Mr. Z peeped when Christine Imba was making her rounds for her Washington Post article. That was the Nigerian sister that y'all saw with Dr. Richard Reeves and Dr. Scott Galloway, and she did the interview with Chris Williamson. When she was making her rounds, and she was pretty much admitting the same thing Crystalline Kerosene said, but she said it in a different way. And she wasn't really speaking about just romance and relationship, right? She was saying when you ask these um, feminists and these professors and whatnot, what does non-toxic masculinity look like? Crickets. Huh? Crickets. Just like Crystalline Kerosene said, when you ask these women how do they plan to reciprocate, crickets. Oh, yeah, Crystalline, you helped to create this monster. No, Crystalline, you don't get to pass it on to baby boomers and silent generation. Oh, no, no, you do not. On the internet, over the past 20 years, no, Crystalline, you helped to create this monster. What happened to the whole black men are just big D and swag? What happened to trying to bring in white men like the Veganator to defecate on black men? Huh? What happened? Huh? Y'all reached the market cap for interracial marriage for black women. Oops. Huh? And white men are, excuse me, not white men. White women said, you go no further. Halt. Uh-oh. White women said, yeah, that's about enough of black women with this foolishness. Uh-oh. What happened? That moonwalk is real, ain't it? Let me get this right, Crystalline. You thought y'all could outright brazenly on the internet, which is essentially walking around with a goddamn blowhorn. You thought y'all could openly, brazenly prey on Latino men and Asian men, and obviously, most definitely, white men, in front of all these different women, and you thought what was gonna happen? Yeah, Louis, I just subscribed to you. Shout out to Louis Conyer. Thank you for the super chat. He says, I'm going to drop more receipt. Yeah, I just subscribed to you. I thought you had put him on your channel already. I was going to share that in the description. So when you drop it, I'll just share the videos in my description box. Thank you. Exactly. Mr. Donnie Mac already know what I was saying. You shall not pass. Exactly. White women are like, yeah, that's the end of that. Black women thought they could walk around and Compassionate. Shout out to Compassionate wherever you are. I did see what you linked me to, and I do want to do a video on that also. Shout out to Compassionate and Callis. He added me onto a hashtag me onto a video of an Asian woman talking about her insecurities and white women. God, women of color in this man, women of color in this jealousy of white women. Oh my God, in this worship of white men. Women of color in this worship of white men and this jealousy of white women. Jesus Christ. Y'all gotta let it go. Y'all, women of color, y'all gotta let it go. Ain't that the same thing for you men? Nope. You wish. Hey, y'all spent so much time trying to project your insecurity on us men of color, primarily black men. Nope. Would we like the resources? Yeah. Are we gonna go around the world? And I'm just gonna say the word straight up tonight, and rape and pillage and conquer and destroy to get it? Nope. Right? So shout out to you, Compassionate. Back to the subject at hand. But yeah, Louis, bro, drop them receipts. Shout out to Louis Conyer, drop them receipts. Oh yeah, they all moonwalking. What you thought? You convinced yourself that we were jealous of white men because you're jealous of white women. Huh? You told us we were dusty, we were crusty, we were losers. Huh? Who want to be with average anyway? What happened? Kevin tried to tell y'all winter was coming. Y'all didn't want to hear it. And Mr. Z told you, hey, I'm not saying black men win no gender war with black women. First of all, it's stupid. There is no real winning. How the hell you win a fight against someone you're attached by the hip with? How the hell? But what did Z tell y'all? I'm not saying black men win. I'm saying black women lose harder. Uh-oh. Dear black women, there is a level of uncomfortable that black men are subject to every day that you don't know nothing about. Welcome to hell. There's a reason why there's more homeless black men than black women, and men than women in general. The world, if you wanted equality, you didn't know what it really looked like. There's a level of indifference that men face that women, y'all don't know what that is. You don't want none of this. Huh? There is a level of indifference, hateful indifference, that this society shows men that it deems losers, that it deems on the wrong side of this money game. Huh? That women really don't, y'all don't want to experience this. Thank you, Passport OG. The world is cold. Y'all don't want this. Y'all get your little feelings hurt because Brad picks Karen over you. You get your little feelings hurt because maybe, and that's if I believe you, maybe Chisel Chin Tyrone likes the light skinned chick over you. Maybe in high school. Maybe in college. Maybe. That's if I grant you that. You get your little feelings hurt, excuse me, and then you wage jihad on black men. You threaten to go date out to white dudes. Some of y'all do it. Some of y'all just get passed around from white dude to white dude, from white dude to Latino dude. All in that northeast region, white dude to Latino dude to Arab dude. Maybe a South Asian here or there. Maybe an East Asian here or there. The marriage rate don't really show y'all marrying them Asian men like that, but okay. Right? And then look at Crystal and Karazin now. Look at Chrissy, what, last week? Huh? Oh, the moonwalk. Of course, you had no choice. You had no choice, right? So let's go over a few things. Now they're trying to pick and choose which parts of patriarchy and which part of feminism. That's why I called it. Shout out to BGS for saying it with me. Patriarchy by feminist specifications. Huh? No, y'all don't get to pick and choose. That's what FD was here for. If y'all didn't catch it, that's why FD was here the second time around. That's why he gave me the story of his wife wanting to mother. She wanted to mother, and yeah, but biologically, I can't do certain things. Yeah, whatever. Oh no, ladies, nope. You see how they're trying to make it look sexy. So this is gonna be what I promise y'all they're gonna try to brand this as the new masculinity. You know what the new masculinity is? Mr. Z been calling it men's funds, women runs. Watch, I promise you, next year when the women are starving in the streets, they're gonna try to rebrand what I call patriarchy under feminist specification, which is really, once again, men's funds, women runs. They're going to try to rebrand it as some new masculinity, a more in touch masculinity, a softer masculinity, right? A more understanding masculinity. Oh, nope, right? A masculinity where your wife and your girlfriend gets to curse you out and belittle you and insult you, and you still pay the bills. Oh, oh no. What has I'm not even that person. I'm not that person in real life. I'm not. But what I said, I was purposely being antagonistic because I saw what they were trying to do. What I said, oh yeah, and when y'all come over here, y'all better come with a smile. Oh no. I knew what it was. Isn't Kristen Carrison college educated? And she got Mr. Z by years. By years. Huh? And I saw it and she didn't. Oh no, Crystalline Carrison saw it. She was hoping against all hope. No, please, no, it's not what I think I see. No, please, God, no. Well, right? And Louis, once again, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Drop those receipts, right? Don't worry. The hard-headed ones, the Tanya TKOs, the Matrix lady, all the rest of them. Eventually they'll get here. It's going to take them longer. It's going to take them longer. They'll be here soon enough. Or they'll be eating vagina. Or they'll just be the Eartha Kitt's in 40 years and 30 years and 20 years. That's all. They'll be Vivica A. Fox, and then a decade and a half, 2 decades later, they'll be Eartha Kitt. Compromise for who? For what? Uh-huh. What y'all thought? Let's be very clear. The society is course correcting because they can't afford it anymore. Black women, you don't really appreciate the environment. Shout out to BGS. Yes, the environment. Y'all don't really appreciate the environment. The society can't afford it. You were riding a wave of black men ain't ish off of low interest rates, off of neoliberalism. Neoliberalism had y'all out here looking dumb, right? Loose money had y'all out here looking dumb. Huh? Ayn Rand, Milton Friedman, like I said, y'all got y'all relationship advice and understanding and what a heterosexual relationship should look like. Y'all got that from LGBTQ white men, from white feminists, many of them married to white men and stayed married to white men. Huh? And from economists, you got your relationship advice from economists. Oh my God. From white feminists and from white LGBTQ men. Well, black women, how's that working for you? Huh? You know, because of what I do for a living, I'm often, around women and kids, and when you hear Latina women and black women and Asian women, but mainly black and Latina women, and you hear them speaking and the way they're enunciating their words and the way their everything, their mannerisms, and you're like, oh my God, white women. And it goes back to what Gigi, what Dr. Green Gorilla, and what Dr. T. Hassan Johnson are saying, like the sensibilities of white women, upper middle class white women's sensibilities have like just spread everywhere. It really is the velvet glove over the iron fist of white supremacy. It really is. And black women took that and ran as far as they could, and then they forget all age wall. They ran right into the market cap wall. Bow. And now they're trying to course correct. Now they're trying to get their minds right. Now they coming off the stupor. Huh? What did y'all think was going to happen? Was it hope? Was it delusion? Was it ignorance? Right? Was it just sticking the middle finger at black men? Defiance of black men and black male authority? Oh, yeah, I said it. A mixture of all of it. What y'all thought? Wait, y'all forgot what country y'all live in? Wait, let me get this right. So America's gonna step on black men's neck, and black women are not gonna have to feel that? Huh? I said it before. This whole idea of what you eat don't make me ish. Actually, as a black person in America, actually, yes, it does. Yes, it does. For those of you that never heard that saying before, what you eat don't make me ish. Um, Actually, as a black person, yes, actually, yes, it does. Yes, it does. And black women took that and ran with it because they thought what happens to black men doesn't have an effect on them. It doesn't affect them. Well, the lie detector said that was a lie. Huh? What y'all thought? Right? So, no, Crystalline, this is not, and it's just not entitlement that women are exhibiting. It's hypocrisy. Once again, what women are saying is, I still want to retain the ability to be snarky and rude, right? And materialistic and consumerist and practice foodie calls, right? And put you in the friend zone. But I still want you to pay. What? I still want you to pay. FD, no. Crystalline, no. Chrissy, no. Yanni, no. No. Hell no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If they're not coming over here with a smile, if they're not coming over here knowing and acting Not just that they need us because they're desperate, that they want us. Oh, Z, you said it. I said it. Oh, no, you better be enthusiastically smiling. Y'all ever, shout out to everybody who ever been to Chick-fil-A. Y'all see them smiles? For the waiters at Chick-fil-A? For the people behind the desk at Chick-fil-A? Oh, yeah, ain't no Burger King drive-thru when they mean mugging. Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Y'all better act like them Chick-fil-A waiters. See, that I can do bad all by myself. This, and shout out to Chris Lynn Carrison for that. This upcoming economy said, yeah. And by the way, this is a window as the US adjusts, and you know, it's not that they're gonna really end globalization, but they're gonna slow it down a little bit because they try to put the squeeze on China. And as the US put the squeeze on China and the factories slowly come back, et cetera, and they try to dry up all that loose money in the economy, oh yeah, black women gonna feel this, huh? That's why I said y'all better come over here with a smile. You can mean mug under the bridge. That doesn't mean you're gonna lose your job, ladies. That's not what Mr. Z is saying. That I'm not saying all of y'all gonna lose your jobs or you're gonna be destitute. Well, not all of you. What I'm saying is, what is that $40,000 a year gonna look like? Let's put all the math together. Okay, as white boomers flood, as they liquidate everything as they get older and flood the market, right? Then they're giving their children, which are our age, shout out to us younger millennials, really under 50, so I'm sorry, not younger millennials, younger Xers, millennials, and the oldest of Gen Z, right? Boomers, white boomers with some money, are slowly giving their children that money. What does that mean for you, black women? Oops. Right? That's number one. Number two, as the economy adjusts, what does that mean for you, black women? As the money get tighter, what does that mean for you, black women? Huh? Oh, actually, Detroit, I am really gonna go to Popeyes though. I am doing Popeyes tonight. That is definitely true. Mrs. Z is definitely doing Popeyes, right? um, and it's just a new day. That doesn't mean that black women are gonna be starving and destitute, right? Not all of them, not even most of them, but a nice chunk of critical mass they're gonna need it. They're gonna need another person to come in with the 40,000 and the 50,000 and the 60,000 and the 70,000. I said it the other day. You're going to need someone to float. Thank you, Eric Denman. We all gonna feel it. You're gonna need someone to float. Absolutely. Chrissy, you mocked 50-50 relationships not even 4 months ago. Was it even 4 or 5 months ago? You mocked 50-50 relationships. I'm telling you, there's going to be a nice chunk of women, black women particularly, who are going to be begging for 60-40 on their side. I'm saying they're providing the 60%. Don't forget the clip that Art Newstyle played, and shout out to Art Newstyle, and BGS played of the sister. What that was, maybe 7-8 months ago, maybe 9, of her saying, you know, she have all these bills and she just need a man to help her with these bills, and she's willing to negotiate with you. And when she said that, what she really was saying, I'm willing to negotiate this vagina with you. Just come, slide through and help me pay these bills. Huh? It's real. See, y'all got way too comfortable watching these movies and these television shows and this reality TV crap and all these influencers on social media. and listening to them just go on and on about lifestyle and upper middle class and rich lifestyle and soft girl era. Yawn, right? Shout out to Sauchi. And Sauchi says median black man earners $968 a week. They better get on it, right? So no, Crystal and Kerosene, it's not just entitlement. It's not. It's the hypocrisy. It's the jealousy of white women, upper middle class white women. It's the insulting black men and black masculinity, right? It's the defecating on middle class, everyday white men, particularly and most specifically blue collar black men. Huh? Crystalline, whether you ever said anything or not, this was always gonna bite black women in the rear end. Progress is not infinite, number one. Number two, even if it was, there's gonna be moments where this quote unquote progress dip. And I can't call it whether we're entering that era right now or not. But if we are, what you thought, right? And y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And shout out to Leon, talking about super chats. And he says, FD's wife talks to him like another woman. He is in the gym now, even after she said she likes how his chubby ass looks. That was woman's language, bruh. You know, yeah, he did show him doing some mixed martial arts and whatnot and going to the gym and yeah, he did show that a little while ago. And shout out to FD Signifier. And I caught what he was really saying. I'm gonna try to get the women to talk to the women. I got what you were saying, FD. I got it. I understood, right? But y'all, it's just the way y'all say things, man. No, absolutely not. Nope. And you can flaunt your numbers all you want, and you can try to run ahead of us and try to make us look like the weirdo uncles all you want. Guess what? Even Crystalline Kerosene is like, ugh. Yeah, about all that we've been saying for like 15, 20 years, definitely over the past decade or so on the internet. Ugh, yeah. About how crazy we were talking on Twitter. Huh? And YouTube. And Instagram comments. Huh? And even Clubhouse. Ooh, if y'all thought they sounded crazy on YouTube, Clubhouse, Jesus Christ. Huh? What y'all thought? So let me say this to Crystal and Kerosene. Reciprocate. So when you talk to these young ladies and you ask them, how are they going to reciprocate? What are they going to do to reciprocate? Reciprocate. Crystal and Kerosene. Women like you did not raise black women to appreciate in order to reciprocate. Women like you raised black women to feel obligated to black men's resources, to feel obligated to men's resources in general, but specifically black men resources. Huh? Shout out to AB Media. He says, yep, winter is here. How many exclamation points is that for? Right? Crystal and Kerosene. Women like you did not raise black women to appreciate black men to even begin to consider how to show appreciation, which would be reciprocation. Y'all didn't raise them to appreciate in order to show and reciprocate. How are you going to reciprocate if you don't even appreciate? Huh? And once again, Leon, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. What are you talking about? Reciprocate. Y'all raised some of the most entitled, materialistic, consumerist, snarky, rude, mean, condescending. You know it's bad when even Seren, yes, that Seren that used to be on the grapevine, she said that. Oh my God, how long ago did Seren even say that about women? Seren said that, what, 6, 7 years ago? Huh? She said that a while ago. How mean certain women, you know, she was kind of speaking to black women mainly, how mean certain women, and she said that on her own channel, not on the grapevine, were acting towards men, and how it's like, okay, y'all doing too much, y'all getting off on this a little too much. Seren said that. Jake might remember. Jake, are you referring to me? Or Jake said 2015, 2016-ish. Yeah. Seren said that how long ago? I think you're talking about what I'm talking about. Right? So if Seren caught that, right? You have black women just straight up admitting, yo, I had to stop listening to Cynthia G, right? Okay, so Jake said, yeah. So you're referring to the same video I'm referring to. She said it on her own channel, and I want to say she might have been talking about something with Kenya Moore. I want to say, I don't remember. I might be mistaken that video for another video, but she was reviewing something, and she was talking about relationships, something along the lines. And it wasn't a blink and you miss it comment. It wasn't that, but it wasn't something she stayed on too long. But she did make mention of it, and she stayed on it for maybe a few minutes, and she was kind of really reprimanding women, black women, for like this kind of like getting off on like downgrading and insulting men thing. And it was interesting hearing Seren say it. I was like, wow. Right? Wow, Charles, I did not know that. And Charles says Seren is bitter. She was a swirler. She struck out. She admitted she got ran through by white guys. I know she used to date another woman, I think a Latina. She kind of made mention of this before. I know she was married at one point to a man. um they're divorced. I knew they got divorced because she was supposed to show him and she never did, and then she finally admitted it on the grapevine once, and I knew they got divorced because I was like, wait a minute, Seren doesn't look like she really hate dudes like that. And then she just made a hard turn at one point, and I was like, huh. So, I wonder if her and Buddy Rowe are together. Now, at the time, I was trying to figure out, is she married to a white dude or a black dude? A white dude or a black dude? Is it a no? And when I said white, I meant like any type of non-black dude. But I'm like, I wonder. Huh, I wonder. Right? And yeah, Demetria said, no, she's just brown. She's just a brown skin sister. She's just brown. No, she's not. She's not light skinned PK. Right? Right? But I mentioned Seren, and getting back to the topic, I mentioned Seren because she said that, what, a decade ago, right? Maybe not a decade ago. Maybe, yeah, like you know, like Jake is saying, maybe 2015, 2016, right? So, dear Crystalline Kerosene, people been seeing. Why didn't you see? Oh, wait, you did. You thought you could continue on this road forever, and you hadn't divorced your husband yet, or did he divorce you? Oops. You and your husband weren't divorced yet, so you weren't out here in the dating world to see what it really is, right? Huh? Better says a grapevine host that hardcore don't hate men. That's a first from Frieza. Look, that's the first form of Frieza. I will say, as much as I disagreed with Seren, both on her channel and when she was on the grapevine, she was one of the not she was the least insufferable person, or one of the least insufferable women that would frequent that show, right? And as a matter of fact, I remember when they did a who was it that met their untimely demise at the hands of a police officer, and they were speaking about some of the things he might have said on social media or something like that, right? And they were in a different set. This is a set that they didn't stay in too long. I want to say it was only for maybe one season they were in this set. And um Bobo, the South African sister, her and a bunch of other mainly Africans. I'm not gonna go in on the sisters from Africa tonight. I'm not. I'm not. Um, they were pretty much like, yeah, to hell with them. Oh well, haha. They were almost on some haha type thing. And I will give y'all this. Seren was one of the few sisters. I think it was her and maybe one other sister, but it was definitely her that was like, nah, I don't look. It may not be fair that there's something to say about that, but she was pretty much saying it may not be fair that we got to ride for black men more than they ride for us, but so be it, right? And it was, I disagree with the angle she was coming at it from, but at least she did say, look, if you black, you black, you black, you black. Period. And in America, America don't care about what you were saying on social media even a week before. You know who it was? I think it was the brother out of Oakland. The brother out of Oakland that was married to the Asian chick. Or that who baby mama was the Asian chick, I want to say. I think that's the story they were reviewing. I think that's the one. I want to say that was what they were reviewing. And they were yeah. I forgot the brother's name, but yeah. Yeah, girlfriend. Yeah, Jake, girlfriend. Excuse me. It was the brother out of Oakland who girlfriend was Asian, and they were talking about some of the things he might have shown on social media about her, and like he said something about colorism or dark skin, whatever, and such and such. And she was on the girlfriend was on the same type of kick, and so they were speaking about that on the grapevine, and Seren was the one that was like, I get y'all, I understand, yeah, I hear y'all ladies, but nah, trust me, that don't matter. Them cops didn't know nothing about no social media posts, and even if they did, that's not the reason why this and this and that. Because for women, especially black women, they always want to make it seem like some cosmic justice. The same thing they trying to do with Jonathan Majors, the cosmic justice because you weren't with a black woman. Cosmic justice because you said one or two things about a dark skinned black woman, so it's cosmic justice. That's what's getting you. I called on the African goddess such and such. Yawn. Thank you, Charles Irby. Yeah, the Filipina girlfriend was making fun of dark skinned women. Yeah, that's what it was. No, it was an Oscar Grant. It was an Oscar Grant. Right. Yeah. So yeah, and Demetrius, exactly. They call it the price of betrayal. Imagine that. Yeah, imagine that. So let me get this right. God said, yeah, we're just gonna let white people run things after slavery and after colonization. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you black men who date and get pregnant and maybe marry non-black women, you have sex with non-black women, you might parade her around. I'ma get you. I'm not doing nothing to these white folks, but I'ma get you individual black men who gallivant around here with your non-black girlfriends and wives and baby mamas. Get out of here. If that's what cosmic justice look like, right? What type of weirdness? Yeah, that's cosmic justice. God saying, you know what? Yeah, you white folks, y'all get to do what y'all want to do. You Arabs on the East Coast, y'all get to East Coast of Africa, y'all get to do what y'all want to do with black folks. Yeah, I'm gonna just let y'all do whatever. But you black men with white women, get out of here. You black men with Asian women, you black men with Latina women, right? It's the same thing black women doing right now with Jonathan Majors and the white woman. Like black women aren't on the same thing. I swear they think they be saying something. I promise you. Huh, that's what he get for being with a white woman. Wait a minute. Don't we have video of black women hitting their man with cars? What are y'all talking? Y'all don't got a leg to stand on? Wait a minute. We have multiple videos of black women chasing after black men, black women torching black men's cars and damn near burning their face off, black women hitting black men with cars, black women trying to hit black men with cars, black women chasing a black man into his apartment, yanking on the screen door. The screen door rips off and she falls backwards down the steps. What are y'all talking about? What type of craziness? Wow, I did not know that. In better uses, Erica Badu ran Jay Electronica over and bragged about it in an interview. Wow. Look, man, look. Black women calling whole fake um grape charges on black men and having that man serve time. Y'all don't have a leg to stand on. Sorry, black women. Y'all don't, with Jonathan Majors, y'all don't got a leg to stand on. Stop. Back to the topic at hand. But that I'm gonna just blame BGS for this for no reason. That BGS drift. BGS like, what do I have to do with this? Right? But yeah, Crystal and Karazin, listen. You know, she also mentions this easy sex thing. Um, how easy sex benefits men. No, easy sex benefits a handful of exceedingly attractive or exceedingly financially well-off men for the most part, or okay men, a handful of men with the gift of gab, and yeah, that's about it. I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, ladies are what? Right? And Dre says, oh man, thank you for the super chat. Damn, I thought BGS found the holy grail. Now this, look, man, the era of exposure. The internet will expose us all. The era of exposure. Of course. This is why Mr. Z, shout out to Sauchi, shout out to BGS, right? Shout out to Arta Immore, shout out to AB Media, shout out to Charles Faulkner Jr., shout out to the Nameless Protagonist, shout out to all the Black Manosphere. We speaking about the whole environment. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. When Kevin was telling y'all winter is coming, he wasn't getting that out of nowhere. Y'all thought it was a threat. Kevin showed y'all what was going on in South Korea. Mr. Z been knew. I knew about those. I watched those videos before he ever showed it. Me and Nameless connected on speaking about the depopulation that was going on in Japan and in South Korea. And we said we were speaking about that on, who was it, BGS channel or was it Charles channel? Because we spoke about it multiple times. And not just the depopulation, all the contributing factors. In other words, we weren't just speaking about black man, black women relationships or lack thereof in a vacuum. Dear ladies, see, y'all were speaking about y'all little issues with black men in a vacuum. That's why Mr. Z kept on telling y'all being myopic. Y'all looking at the world through a straw. Y'all being myopic. You're looking at the world through a straw. Well, the cost of that is here. Huh? Chrissy, Yanni. See, Chrissy and Yanni, for the most part, might be okay. They're going to be okay, maybe. But your subscribers, oh, your subscribers. Now, that's a whole different conversation, right? Your subscribers, that's a whole different conversation, right? And y'all give me a second. That's a whole different conversation. And it's going to be real hard to keep on talking all of that foolishness. See, your subscribers got to live vicariously through you, through the stories you would tell, through the images you would show. Louis, send it to my email. If you don't mind, send it to my email. And Louis Conyer says, do you want the full clip? Send it to my email. If you can, if you don't mind, yes, absolutely. Louis found gold. Right, exactly, and it's exactly what Dre said. Dre, damn, I thought BGS found the holy grail. Now this, exactly, right? Look, man, you know, and even with this, Mr. Z still not dancing on black women's misfortune. Why, Z? Because I realize that black men and black women are attached by the hip. You know, like I've been saying from the beginning. Huh? Oh, it's in my email is in my description box, Louis, if you need it. Right. I always knew that black men and black women are attached by the hip. Huh? Thank you, Jake. Same people think this death spiral ish is funny. I said, man, y'all really don't look, man. Dear black women, you're 6.5 or so, maybe 7-ish% of the US population. And it's not all of you, but a significant amount, more than it should be, been talking absolutely reckless, not just on social media, not just on the internet, but in real life. And you're messing with the US money now. You're excuse me, you're messing with the US money, you're messing with US population with this decenter men talk. Yenny, don't worry. Don't worry, Yenny. I promise you, you're going to start moonwalking soon off of that one. Huh? Y'all know it's Mr. Z. Be real careful with the predictions. I promise you, Yenny going to start moonwalking off of that one soon enough. Huh? Put money on it. It's not sustainable. That's another phrase that I kept on saying. All right. Okay, he said I will send it when I get home from work. No rush, bro. No rush. You the one who found the gold. You just sharing it with. Hey, Louis won the lottery. He's just giving us a few nickels, a few shekels here and there. You found the gold, right? Because the fairy godmother, Crystalline Kerosene, out of all people, moonwalking. Thank you, Jake, bro. You Jake got the quotes tonight, and Jake says society will not be held up by a bunch of bitter single people who refuse to compromise. Bruh, it's not sustainable. I was watching Peter Zian earlier today, and he was saying, that we don't really in the West Coast would really know, and Texas, Arizona, and Texas natives, Arizona natives, New Mexico natives, and California natives would probably know this better than me. But he was saying like how it's actually been flat, if not a net negative, of Mexican immigrants for about a decade, and actually, um, it's slowly going to be that for Central Americans within the next decade because they they're either, well, for Mexico, the industrialization and what NAFTA did for their population, pretty much the same thing that happened in America, that happened in Western Europe, in Eastern Europe, in Japan, in South Korea. Now, obviously, nobody has the birth rate of South Korea and Japan, but still, right? And it's interesting listening to these people who don't know that, just talking absolutely reckless. America can't afford for y'all foolishness, huh? America cannot afford for your foolishness, Crystal and Kerosene. America can't afford for your foolishness, Yanni. America can't afford for your foolishness, Chrissy. America can't afford for your foolishness, Cynthia G. That's why I got you the hell up out of here. America can't afford for your foolishness, Paris Milan, and I think that's why I think you realize it, and you're enjoying your marriage with your husband, and that's why you're not posting as much. Maybe you're posting on Patreon. I don't know. I'm not gonna go find out. Right? And Eric Deadman says the foundation of the sisterhood are cracking. Of course, it's cracking. It was unsustainable, and like BGS keeps on saying, the environment's putting a death knell to all of that. Right? The environment's putting a death knell to all of that. These Look, man, I'm not saying that merit doesn't have anything to do with where you are in life. I'm not saying working hard and stick to it witness and all of that has no bearing on your outcomes. Mr. Z would never say that. I do believe that as human beings, we have a certain amount of agency. I'm very careful with what I'm saying right now. I do believe we have a certain amount of agency, and that depends on so much, right? It depends on where you live. It depends on how you were raised. It depends on indoctrination and education and system and environment, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? A certain level of autonomy. Once again, all of that depends on everything I just said. All of these other um, qualifiers. With that said, black women, out of all people, you should have knew better than everyone else, minus maybe black men. You should have knew better than everyone else to put all of your weight on meritocracy. And I know that's not what y'all think y'all were doing. That's what y'all were doing. Y'all put all your chips on merit. Like you forgot what country you live in. You imagine black women coming out their mouth talking about black men not building, black men not on their level. What? Even Rebecca Lynn Pope this year was saying that. Or was it over the past year and a half? It hasn't even been 2 years. Something like the past year, maybe year and a half. Right? Absolutely crazy. Out of anyone that should have knew better than to talk like that, it should have been black women. Outside of black men, of course. And y'all running into the wall. Let me tell you what swirlers are running into the wall of, and what divestors are running into the wall of. They're running into the wall of extra average and below average. Call a thing a thingsy. White men and Latino men. Oops. Huh? Y'all were talking all that crap. Y'all are running into basic ass brads. Huh? I put money. Crystalline Kerosene is running into the same wall that Ebony K. Williams said she was running into when she was on Horrible Decisions. What wall is that, Z? Her homegirls, and Ebony K. Williams was saying her homegirls keep on trying to put her down with these dudes that when she dates them, she realized all he got is a four-door Audi and a house in Greenwich. In other words, Ebony K. Williams is looking for the mega millionaire, and she running into the kind of sort of millionaire. She wants rich and wealthy, and she's running into upper middle class. She's running into low level rich. And what I'm saying, tying that to Crystal and Kerosene, because now she out here in the dating world, and she's running into basic ass brads, right? Now what? Huh? The environment is dragging y'all kicking and screaming, and now you're at the table. And oh, ladies, first things first, right? First things first, you better come to the table with a smile. Enthusiastically, by the way. Secondly, don't be surprised if all the men you thought were going to be at the table are not at the table. Consuela and Mei Ling and Ahmed's sister and I guess we'll call her Jasmine. And yeah, they done picked off some of these brothers. Unfortunately for you. Sauchi said she wants $30 million investable, but she doesn't qualify. Yeah, man. Look, man. Ebony K. Williams, man. Shout out to Ebony K. Williams. I don't know. I don't know what you on, Ebony. Better you said basic ass Brad. Copyright that. That's all they're running into basic ass Brads because most white men are basic ass Brads. Most white men are not these chisel chin, 6-pack, 6'2" dudes that earn 150 a year. Right? Whether he's in the South driving a lifted F-150 fully loaded, or in the Northeast driving a and in the South there wouldn't even be an F-150. If they really got it like that, they got them an F-250 lifted on some mud tires. If we got to call a thing, they got $90,000 trucks if they really got it like that. And I guess in the Northeast it would be a Tesla, not Model 3, Model S. Huh? Not the Model 3. Or maybe the X. Maybe the X. If y'all don't know what the X is, that's the egg-looking one with the gull wing doors in the back. Not the Y. The Y is the smaller one. The Y is the cheaper one. The X. Huh? Or on the West Coast, I guess it would be a Tesla again. Maybe a 5 Series. If they really got it like that, a 7 Series or an S Class. No, y'all not running into those men oftentimes. You're running into basic ass Brads. Basic ass Brad is driving a 20-year-old F-250. Huh? Basic ass Brad is driving a used 3 Series. Basic ass Brad is driving a Honda Civic, a Toyota Camry, a Toyota Corolla, a Honda Accord, right? A Hyundai Sonata. That's what basic ass Brad is driving. Man, KW Don, them basic ass Brad cannot afford no goddamn Model S Plaid. Hell no. Right? And if a black woman is married to or in a relationship with a white man that has a goddamn Tesla Model S Plaid, you better believe she bragging about that all over the internet. She is all over the internet bragging about that. Right? Hell yeah, they driving an old Monte Carlo. Not even the G body cool Monte Carlo neither. The basic ass early 2000s, late 90s Monte Carlos, the front wheel drive ones. Right? And for those of you that don't know, the Model S Plaid is the 1,000 horsepower one. The one that does like 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds. Right? Leon said Tesla Brad is a programmer, exactly. And you know, if one of these black women on the internet was dating a Tesla, not even a Tesla Plaid, we ain't even gonna do that. That bar's too high. Model S, just a basic Model S, not even the S Performance, because that make 800 and some horsepower. Nope, we ain't even gonna go that high. A basic Model S, and he's a programmer. You think them black women ain't over here on the internet bragging all over the place? Hell yeah, Jake, a used Dodge Ram. Right? So y'all running into the wall of that. And y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Talk about super chats. And Dre also says, I hope brothers don't fall for the obvious desperation play. F the table, but take a seat if you don't know what's up. Look, I'm with BGS on this. If you want to just sit at the table and negotiate, and this is an individual black man thing, I do believe that we should hold the line as a group of black men and see what the collective of black men could get from the collective of black women. But it is up to you as an individual black man to know whether you want to answer that hey big head text. And shout out to Trell earlier. I think he said that way up in the comments, right? Or was that Indigo? Right. Somebody said hey big head in the comments earlier. But it's up to you as an individual black man to decide whether you will answer the hey big head text. And it may not be from a black woman that turned you down a decade ago. It may be from a black woman or a black woman that put you in a friend zone 5 and 6 and 7 years ago. It may be from a black woman that you know you weren't her type at one point, but now you are. Right? Etc. Etc. What's going on, Artisan? Right? So that's going to be up to every individual black man to decide where you go from here. Once again, whether it's SYSBM, whether it's Passport Bros, right? Whether you're going to have a low-level harem of Keishas, right? and just make sure you give them shout out to Corey Holcomb Plan B smoothies, right? PK said new phone, who this? Oh, you know you got her name still saved. You still gonna be like new phone, who this? Hey, ain't nothing hurt. Ain't nothing hurt more than that. I guarantee you that's gonna hurt. Oh, you hit them with the new phone, who this? And you know you got her number still saved. Oh, oh, the hurt. Oh man, exactly, Vegas. It is. It is. In Vegas, harem of Keisha's is a disaster waiting to happen. Oh man. And Leon said, all my white coworkers talk ish because I won't get a truck and trade in my Honda Accord. Guys, I have one of the only V6 Hondas with 95k miles and never been crashed. Knock on wood. I got wood. Let me knock on wood. Okay. Yeah. Look, they don't even make V6 Accords anymore. They don't make them anymore. The last generation Accord, the fast one was the 2.0 turbo, right? And then this generation Accord, they didn't even bring back the 2.0 turbo. They didn't even bring that back. So there's no V6, at least for now, there's still no 2.0 turbo. I think the fast one is some type of hybrid, whatever the hell. Right? So yeah. And let me read this now. And thank you for the super chat. And Dre says, I meant brothers can hear the truth for themselves. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, he said I have the last generation V6. Exactly. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, no more. Nope. Yeah. Or the manual. Yeah, no more manuals. From my understanding, no more manuals for the Accord either. Well, last time I checked, they only they don't even sell 5%. 5% of the cars being sold in the US aren't even manual. Not even 5. I think it's like 3% at this point in America. Something like that. 3 or 4. I don't even think it breaks 4. Because I remember hearing 5% and that was like a decade ago, if even. Right? So yeah, look, shout out to BGS for this. Shout out to Louis Conyer for this. Louis dropped them receipts. Um, I do think that this is needed, y'all. This is needed. We need the. It's not just to be like, ha ha, I told you so. Crystal, if you made it this far, which you probably didn't, and you probably don't ever come up on this video anyway, this is not just about ha ha, I told you so. Black women have to be honest with themselves. I want to be very clear. Am I officially Uncle Z? Let's just call Z. This is an Uncle Z moment, right? Black women have to be honest with themselves about what the reason why they were sounding like this in a vacuum. That means not including, oh, because black men made me feel a certain way. It's because of what I went through in high school. Colorism, futurism, texturism, femicide. No, 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 no. Black women have to be honest with themselves. Y'all gonna have to have a sit down powwow and be honest with yourselves about that jealousy of white women, about the fact that y'all listen to way too much feminist talk. Y'all listen to way too much get the bag talk. Y'all watch way too much stuff from these content creators and these influencers on social media, and it made y'all jealous. It made y'all delusional. And more importantly, Mr. Z, I gotta say it for the 1th time. Y'all really have to have a real, dear black women. This is all black. I'm saying this to all black women. All black women. Y'all really gonna have to come to terms with that jealousy of white women. Oh, y'all gonna have to come to terms with it. That envy, not even jealousy, it's not strong enough of a word. That envy of white women, especially of upper middle class white women. Y'all real upper middle class and above white women. Y'all really gonna have to get over that one. Y'all real, especially you black women that consume a lot of social media. Y'all spend entirely too much time on y'all phones. Mr. Z is one to talk. But once again, y'all spend way too much time on y'all phones and on social media. Y'all really got to get over this envy of white women, right? And this is just a word to the wise, coming from Uncle Z. But until then, well, just saying. And Leon says Subaru WRX, Volkswagen GTI, Mustangs, and a few others still have manual transmissions. Here's the thing with that Subaru WRX. The top of the line one with the cool ass seats, the bucket seats, and all that other stuff. Not only is it an automatic, it's a CVT. Yes, no, understand what I'm saying. At least last time I checked, Subaru doesn't even offer the top of the line WRX because they no longer make the STI. The top of the line WRX doesn't even have a manual option. It's CVT only. I don't know what the hell Subaru was on when they made this decision. So if you want the Subaru WRX with the cool ass seats and I think it has a couple of other dope ass features, guess what? CVT, not even just a traditional automatic, which would be sacrilegious enough, but CVT. Yep. Right. So yeah, the Vito says, "Are WRXs worth it? If you're not gonna modify it, and if you're just gonna lower it, put some rims on it, do an exhaust, yeah. But once WRXs, their motors are not known to be the most tuner friendly. In other words, they go kaboom real easy, right? They go kaboom real. WRXs are known to go kaboom off of a tune. So if you're gonna do anything, just get an exhaust, make it shoutier, um, lower it, put some wheels on it, and enjoy that all-wheel drive grip. Enjoy it in the rain, in the snow. Yeah, that one I don't know. Dorito says, "What's the best SUV for tall guys?" That one I don't know. Right? Get what el get. I would tell you get the Telluride because the Telluride is going like hotcakes. The Telluride got to be the most like you know because it looks tough and it looks like a discount Range Rover. When, the real reason why people are buying the Telluride is because it's boxy, it looks kind of tough, and it gives you Range Rover for cheap vibes, right? Oh yeah, well they are. Yeah, the WRA. You get that's what like PK said. That's why you get the STI. That's why you get the STI. And that doesn't mean like all WRXs when you once you just touch them and they'll explode. That's not true. I'm not gonna exaggerate, but they're not. They're okay. Y'all give me 5 minutes for you non-car heads. 5 minutes. 5 minutes of your time. The reason why people like Supras, particularly the MK4 Supra with the 2J, is because how tuner friendly they are. You could throw so much power on it before you have to even touch the internals. You get up to like 600-700 horsepower before you ever have to open the engine up and get into the internals and modify it, right? To take even more power. I'm contrasting that with the WRX because there's other cars, and the WRX is not the only one. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I remember hearing stuff about the Hyundai Genesis 2.0s, that they have a shallow ceiling, right? So like you can only do so much before the engine goes. So that's the thing with the WRXs. Not this new generation though. Not this new generation. Not from what I've heard. Um, but the previous generations, you can put an exhaust, maybe a tune, but you really can't do too much before you have to go into those internals, right? They will blow up on your ass. Right? So that's all. But I'm not gonna defecate on Subaru because that's not really what the Subis were really for anyway. The Subarus were supposed to be cornering and grip monsters, right? They're supposed to be on the track, taking corners like nobody's business, and to be able to do that affordably, right? That's what the Subarus were really. It was the Subarus and excuse me, and the Mitsubishi Evolutions, and they were rivals. The difference is now the Mitsubishi Evolutions are known to be able to take power and punishment and not go blow up. Now it does happen with the Subarus also, but not the WRX, the STI. And the STIs are the ones that you could put a little bit more power to before they go, right? That's why they go for a premium over the WRX, right? So yeah. Exactly, Leon. Exactly. The WRX is built to be abused with the power it has. When you start trying to make it faster, they will break. They are all around weather cars. Exactly. Exactly. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Stock for stock, the STIs and the Evos are known to go back and forth depending on the generation, with one being just a little bit better than the other one, or the other one being a little bit better than the other one. But yeah, that's not so much for the WRXs, right? But the STI, mind you, for most people that are not car people, they can't tell the difference between the WRX and the STI because they literally look the same. It's different trims, right? But yeah, they literally look the same. Now, for the later generations, though, especially for the ones that came to America, for the generations that came to America, you could tell the difference that the STI has the tall spoiler and the WRXs do not, right? That's how you could tell the difference. Well, that's the most obvious way you could tell the difference. It's also different little things on the outside. Also obviously the STI badging, but Anyway, that's the end of the car talk before we run a million people off of the channel. all the non-car people are like, all right, Z, all right, right. So y'all already know, like, Mr. Z's a car head, right? A petrol head for you British guys. Um, yeah. And on that, look, shout out to Crystal and Kerosene for actually telling the truth, even though she didn't really say it in like a super forthcoming way, but she wasn't holding back either. So there's that. Um, and I figured she would eventually come around to this because she had a conversation with Obsidian. She went on Obsidian's channel, right? And if y'all recall, just a little while ago, she was speaking about Obsidian like a dog, right? So you see this. This was inevitable. Even with Chrissy, I've heard Chrissy say a couple of things over the past couple months, and I'm like, it was inevitable. Even if it's not for them themselves, even if they're okay, y'all reading them comments in y'all comment sections. And that doesn't mean most of the women online are like pivoting yet, but understand, we're not talking about dumb women, and they know they've hit the wall. They've seen the market cap, right? And that's that. So that doesn't mean that Crystal and Kerosene doesn't say something off the wall in tomorrow, in a week, or in a month. That doesn't mean we don't revisit Crystal and Kerosene in a month because she said something off the wall, or something about black men being dusties or losers or immature, whatever, however she's going to frame it. That doesn't mean that. But it does signal a slow, arduous, long, forever pivot, maybe, of black women because they might have reached a market cap. And when we say market cap, we mean market cap for the foolish language. We mean market cap for the dusty stuff. That doesn't mean they still don't call you dusty. Um, we mean market cap for the swirler divester talk. We mean market cap for the black women in luxury, the black women level up, right? That's what we're talking about. Because it was inevitable. It was inevitable, right? Yeah. Yeah, y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. It was inevitable. And shout out to Crystal and Karazin. Definitely shout out to Louis Lewis Conyer. Thank you for this. Shout out to BGS in his review. Um, and what should be taken away from my video here is not just the "I told you so," and it's not to rub it into black women's faces, specifically black women on this internet conversation. I really mean what I said. Black women are going to really have to sit down, especially the ones that consume this type of stuff online, that were 10 toes down and just deep and steeped into this online discourse between black women and black men. And by extension, black women that are not on these internet streets. Y'all are going to have a real conversation with each other about what it means to quote unquote critique black men, what it means to compare black men to non-black men and deem black men lacking, what it means to say you're not going 50-50 with black men, what it means to say no struggle love, right? Black women are going to have a real conversation, both in real life with your friends and your family and your homegirls and your girlfriends, and online in whatever spaces y'all occupy that black men don't know about, which I don't know which ones we don't know about, but okay. And have a real conversation about what this means. And what does it mean as this economy is shifting and we're moving into maybe a new paradigm, possibly? What does that mean for you as black women? And are enough of you okay with being single? Do you have the money? And do you have the wherewithal? Do you have the mental fortitude? Do you have the emotional fortitude to handle whatever this is going to be, whether it's going to be for the next 2, 3 years, 5 years, or decade, whether it's going to be for the foreseeable future? Do y'all have the wherewithal? That's black women as a group, that's black individual women, to go through whatever this is going to look like for however it's going to look. Once again, whether that's for the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or maybe the rest of your life if you're a under 50 Xer, or whether you're a millennial, or whether you're the oldest of Gen Z. That is a real question that y'all are going to have to grapple with as women. And who are you? See, this is the thing. We're no longer in the era of y'all calling into Kevin Samuels show and saying what you're not going to settle for because you're trying to reach the highest heights of the man you think and you feel and you hope you can acquire. We are in a new paradigm. Now you're going to have to start saying, what are the bare bones basics I need? And do you have that as a man? Oh, it hurt. Oh, it burns and burns and burns. I know, ladies. I know. I know. There. Oh, there. Huh? You're going to have to be okay with maybe seeing your homegirl have stuff you don't have, and that your man won't or maybe can't provide for you, and still be okay with it because he provides enough, because you're not starving, because you can occasionally get some nice things, maybe, possibly, maybe not. That is the era that most black women are in right now. And don't let your favorite content creators tell you otherwise, whether they be black man, black woman, or non-black person. Chrissy mocking you with your 50-50 relationships, at least you got a man. Yanni telling you, I want to be a kept woman of leisure. Look at where Yanni is psychologically right now. She reaching. All type of spirituality, whatever the hell she reaching. Manifest. She's just rebranding, manifesting. All that manifesting talk. She's just rebranding it. Right. And Trey said, Mr. Z nerding out on the car ish. I feel you though, bro. Brothers need hobbies and interests, bro. Car, that's my thing. That's my thing. It's been my thing since a toddler, right? I don't know everything, but I know enough, right? And that's all it is. Black, well, y'all gonna have to figure it out. And and by the way, you don't have forever to figure it out because while you're starving and while you start feeling the pinch and the struggle, guess what? So is Becky. So is Consuelo. So is maybe even Mei Ling. Maybe even Mei Ling, depending on where Mei Ling from. Not all Mei Lings got money like that, huh? Mei Ling might say, "Bump Brad. Where's Tyrone? Where's Jamal?" Black women, you don't have forever to make this decision. And like I said, even when you get to the table, don't be surprised about who's not there. Now that y'all are off your stupor, for some of you, you got some decisions to make and you don't have all day. Your favorite content creators led you astray. They were being myopic. They were doing their best rendition of racist white woman, racist white man. Wait a minute. Didn't Mr. Z tell y'all? Wait a minute. I got to bring this back. They're going to walk y'all off of the edge of the mountain, let y'all fall off and pick your pockets right before you fall off, or grab your wallet right before you fall off. Wasn't Mr. Z saying this? I told you. Huh? It wasn't sustainable. It was never sustainable. You could pretend like you don't care that only 10%, give or take a percent or two, of men earn $100,000 a year. I didn't say black men, I said men. You could pretend like you don't care. But the numbers are going to punch you in the face regardless. You could pretend like you don't care that less than 9%, let's say 9%, of Americans have wealth of $1 million plus. That's not liquid. You could act like you don't care. That's 9%, right? You can act like you don't care, but you got to deal with those numbers regardless, right? You can act like you don't care that the median household income as of 2023 is $74,000 a year. You can act like you don't care, huh? You can act like you don't care that the feds literally said, yeah, we got to get these people unemployed. You heard right. You can act like you don't care that you don't feel that raising interest rate, huh? And that the feds are trying to dry up all that loose money. You can act like you don't care, right? Y'all reached the market cap for the foolishness. And that's that. It's that simple. You reach the market cap for the foolishness. Have fun. You got decisions to make and you don't got all day. Jason, keep fighting the good fight, Z. Jason, because I'm out. right? I should put Jeezy "Get Your Mind Right" again as a link, right? And then on that note, y'all, look, Crystal and Kerosene, what you thought, right? What did you think, Crystal and Kerosene? What did you think? What did you think, Chrissy? What did you think, Yanni? What did you think, Paris? Paris is married. Lexus Exodus, if she's to be believed, is married to a non-black man. If she's to be believed, she over here insulting black men every chance she get with her fake ass interview voice, right? Goddamn that interview voice that Lexus Exodus be doing. Ugh. Ugh. PK said, "What percent of men would still pay 50% more or less?" Mm. That's a good question. I don't. It's a good question, PK. I don't know if I have an answer to that. I don't actually have an answer to that one. I don't have an answer to that one. Right? Damn. You hate to see it. And on that note, once again, shout out to Louis Conyer. Louis, drop the receipts. Shout out to BGS. Hey, Chrislyn, thank you for your moment of honesty here, right? Oh yeah, god damn it, Dre. Okay, now I gotta spend a couple of minutes on this. Yeah, I saw the post. I saw it. I read it. Who posted it? Was it Compassionate? Who posted the somebody posted it and I saw it. I read it. I can't remember who I shot. God, see, I actually like giving people their credit. I actually I don't recall where I read it from, but it was definitely one of the YouTube creators. Ed. Yeah. It was Ed. It was Ed. Yeah, it was Ed. Shout out to Dre. Yeah, it was Ed. And let's read your comment. And Dre says, by the way, did you see Tasha K apologizing to Darius? Yeah. Oh, so yeah. So I didn't even know. I Let me take this back. So I did, and I recall saying this on one of my lives that something is afoot for the Kiki Palmer Darius Jackson situation, right? So I recall saying that, and for a lot of these things, I like to let them develop. I'll say something alluding to, if not just straight out say like, something about that, like what I did with Rhoda in the Brickface situation, Brickgate. But I didn't really stress the Kiki Palmer one like I did with Rhoda. That something's not right about this story, right? So, was it Dennis Sperling? Dennis Sperling also posted it. Okay, and so I didn't delve too much into the Kiki Palmer situation also. So I felt like eventually the story would follow me, right? The story would get to the place where I'm like, okay, there we go. And it was too much was still up in the air for me to really say anything concretely. But what it's looking like, once again, is just they fabricated the whole abuse thing. That Kiki Palmer and her mother fabricated the whole abuse thing. That's what it's looking like. And I still don't want to fully call it yet. I still haven't really looked into how we're coming to that conclusion. So I'm gonna be a little careful and I'm gonna tread lightly on that. But that's what it's looking like. Which that means that wait for it. FD, that's two stories y'all got wrong. Back to back. Ooh. Listen. And y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat because Dre got me over here doing overtime. Dear Black Left, particularly Black Right also, but this really is the Black Left. Y'all have let women in general, Black women specifically, y'all have let them know, and y'all were really loud about it, that all they gotta do is do a whole racist white woman's rendition of these Negroes are attacking me, they're scaring me, they're abusing me, they're insulting me, they're making fun of me, and that's all it takes. right? And that's all it takes. Oh, see, there you go. And Leon says her court document says she hit him. And there you go. Thank you, Will. And Will says you're talking about the Alvin Braggs and Braggs and definitely Van Jones and of Black Left, Roland Martin as well. Yes, that is yes, definitely Van Jones and Roland Martin. Absolutely right. And Leon said, oh, yeah, I read that. Yeah, yeah, right. And that's y'all look. The internet will excuse me. The internet will expose us all because I don't know how far and wide this story would have spread if it wasn't for the internet, and then how far and wide it would have spread um about the reality of the situation if it wasn't for the internet. But the reason why this matters, because this is not just the internet conversation. This is real life. This is black men and how we're painted even by black women out in real life consequences of this type of rhetoric, right? A black celebrity woman saying that her essentially black adjacent, so that is seen as a black man, boyfriend was physically abusing her, for her and her mother to traffic off of this trope of black men being abusive, physically abusive to black women, goes back to, and I see what everybody's saying about the color purple and the play that's supposed to be coming out in 2025. I see it talking about that. For black women to be trafficking off of decades old black men are these monsters to black women and black children, to be trafficking off of that trope is exceedingly and extremely dangerous to black men. And black women know that. They know it. And they traffic on it anyway, to either get themselves out of trouble, to try to garner some sympathy, right? So between Carly Russell, between Rhoda, notice all of these are young women, right? Between Carly Russell, between Rhoda, and now Kiki Palmer, FD Signifier, Kim Foster, Khadijah, Julesy, Nappy at Homba, T Noir, Foreign Man in the Foreign Land, T1J, Conscious Lee, Professor Odie. The reason why you see this happening is because the black community, black women, the black left said, just give us a he hurt you story. Just give us a he hurt you story. And y'all got 10 toes down and behind the believe all women, the believe woman movement. Huh? And this is the fruit of that. What you thought? Huh? What was the name of the young lady that accused that football the prospect of grape or whatever she accused him of, and he had to do jail time for that? What was her name? Right? You gave women the tools, black women the tools to bury black men, to lie on black men. And you told them you would believe them, you would defer to them. You let women know that even if it wasn't going to be brought into court, you let women in general know You definitely let black women know that even if it wasn't going to be brought into court, you would bury these men in the court of public opinion. Huh? You would bury these men in the court of public opinion. And you gave women that type of weaponry. You gave largely bitter, angry, resentful women, black women, M16s and AK-47s. And black men don't even got a goddamn butter knife. Right? If we really want to call it physical abuse accusation and rape accusations, right? Or sexual abuse accusations, those are not guns. Those are goddamn nuclear bombs to your career, to your life, to your livelihood. Forget guns. That's the goddamn Tsar Russian bomb, Soviet Union bomb. And Cheryl Bentley says we got a goddamn plastic spork. Right? And here's the worst thing. Not only, it's not just a woman accusing you of whatever. This society, especially the left, let women know. See, this used to be a power really reserved for like white women. But then our society said, no, black women, you can get in on this too if you direct it towards black men. All women, if you direct these accusations towards men of your same race, but definitely everybody could direct it towards black men, including you, black women. This is the one thing we'll let you get in on. We'll let you get on this. Yeah, accusing black men of doing something inappropriate sexually, physical abuse. Oh yeah, we'll bury him just off of the accusation. Huh? And black women took it. And that's how you get Carly Russell, and that's how you get Rhoda, and that's how you get Kiki Palmer. Of course. Y'all went so far, and I'm talking about the left in general now, that even when what's her name was found to be lying on her husband, what's the actress name, the white actress that whole debacle with what's his name off of Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Even after you saw certain people still trying to accuse her outright, like caught red-handed, hand in the cookie jar, lying, right? Hand in the cookie jar, lying. Amber Heard, thank you, Amber Heard. Thank you, Detroit. False allegations, straight up. Amber Heard got caught with her hands in the goddamn cookie jar, lying. Not you think, not she might have a crumb or two on her face. No, her hand was in the goddamn cookie jar. And she had crumbs on her face lying. And y'all still were trying to make excuses for her. And Detroit said, look what happened with um Karshila Hood. I don't know that story. Somebody give me a little bit in the that one I don't know. Right? Huh. So in other words, these people get caught with their hands in the cookie jar and somehow it's still black men's fault. Right? Carlisha Hood. Okay, Carlisha Hood. Yeah, I don't know that story. So tying that to the Kiki Palmer thing and Natasha K, and I saw her apology. I read it. Um, y'all are gonna keep on getting this. Who? Somebody else apologized. For the Rhoda thing. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I said it. The woman attorney that be on Doctor Richie Indisputed, right? And shout out to Black Uru. And Black Uru said the last people I saw defending Heard were black women, even after white women bailed on her ass. Look, man, black women. I I told you, I said it, Black Uru. White women are good for leaving black women holding the bag. White women are the best at putting a battery in black women's back, marching behind black women, letting them take all the lumps for anything. And then the second there's any type of resistance for real, white women are perfectly okay with running in the opposite direction, leaving black women holding the bag. Y'all both walked into the store, said, "Hey, we gotta go rob, we gotta go steal everything in the store. We going straight to the electronic department." And the second y'all walking out, y'all trying to sneak out the electronic department with everything y'all done stole, and white women think they saw the security look the right way. They think they saw it. They'll run and leave you holding the bag. Every single time. Every single time. White women do it to black women every single time. So at this point, y'all can't even say y'all didn't know. Look at y'all. Exactly. Every white women, this is white women every single time. Every single time. And Dre says, and thank you for the super chat. And Dre says, Z overtime tax, but I ain't gonna hold you, brother. Get with your woman and some sleep. Look, man, the Miss Z is out of town right now, so that's why I was gonna get Popeyes. If I could even get it, this might be too late. It might be too late, right? Trusted running like Jonathan Majors in NYC. I'm telling you, black women can't even claim like they don't know anymore. Jesus Christ. Y'all get left holding the bag every single time white women do that to y'all. Every time. Put the battery in y'all back and I am woman, hear me roar. And we don't need these men. I said, man, we don't need these men. Radical white feminists putting the battery in y'all back. Right? And then they still get married and you don't. Oops. Right? They got the men that's really on the DL. You don't want over here calling your men DL. Get out of here. You saying you're not going 50-50. Right? You're saying who wants to be with average anyway. And Karen's like, I'll take it. Huh? Karen will convince you to not marry Tyrone and Jamal, and she'll turn around and snatch him from you, and y'all fall for it every time. You know what? It's not even no trick no more. You know what? You like being Karen's mascot. You like it. Y'all can't even call it a trick anymore. Absolutely insane. So on that note, look, man, look. In Trace's Black Uru text, I'm telling you. You know what Black Uru said? Black women were the only ones still to really defending this. This absolutely insane. All right, y'all will find out. Don't worry about it. Y'all heard what Chrislyn Karazin said. 2024 is going to be an ish show. We after hours. Screw it. A shit show. Y'all heard her. Hey, moonwalk time. Oh, it's time for y'all to moonwalk. Look at the moonwalking. Chrissy, Yanni, and now the fairy godmother herself, Crystalline Kerosene, moonwalking. That is a good one, right? That's a good one, Jake. And Jake said, Exhibit B, Molly from Insecure downplaying her Asian coworker's engagement to black man because she was jealous. I remember that. I didn't even I somebody played the segment, played the sound of the segment, um, the recording of the segment. I want to was it BGS? Maybe possibly. But I never watched it because I never watched Insecure. But I remember hearing it. Right, I remember hearing her saying it. Yeah, right. Yeah. PK said 2024 going to be hype. PK said let the games begin. Man, huh? Look, at the end of the day, I think this is good. I really mean it. Black women, y'all gonna have to have a real sit down with each other, possibly curated by a black man that's not a kiss ass, um, and have a real sit down with each other about this white woman envy and about how these black men ain't ish thing ain't really working for y'all. Oh man. PK asked me to put up a doomsday clock like the scientists. PK said, what are the odds of World War III? I don't know what the doomsday clock should be at. They said the doomsday clock is at 100 seconds away, which is what, a minute and 40 seconds? Less than 2 minutes. That's bad. The doomsday clock is like a minute and 40 seconds away from doomsday. That ain't good. I'll let the scientists figure it out. That one I don't know. What's the odds of World War III? I don't know. Right. Yeah. I think that's Black Blue trying to say 2024. 2024 gonna be a mug. Right? Y'all better buckle in. Y'all better buckle in. Right? So on that note, everyone, damn, we working on 2 hours. God damn, Z. And y'all have a great rest of y'all night. We'll pause right there. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. I think I saw Ed stream pop up, so Ed might be streaming right now. Shout out to Edward Anderson. Yeah. Thank you, Crystalline Kerosene, for actually saying something worthwhile. You see, she's starting to make more forays into this side of the conversation, right? She had the conversation with Obsidian. She said what she said on Clubhouse. You know, let's see. Ooh, and Black Woman said 2024 should be the year of black women owning up to their worship of white men. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yep. And what that means for their relationships with black men, or their lack of relationship with black men, right? So on that note, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that, Black Guru, definitely, right? So on that note, everyone, y'all have a great rest of y'all night. Crystalline Kerosene, thank you. Shout out to Louis Conyer. Louis dropped them receipts. Shout out to BGS in his review. Listening to BGS laugh was funny. I was laughing because he was laughing. Right. Black women, it look, the environment, the drug y'all kicking and screaming back to the table. Y'all better be smiling too. I'm like not joking when I say that. Mr. Z is not even that person. But I'm like not joking because the last thing, and that's even for the brothers that's willing to negotiate. The last thing we need are women with frowns on their face trying to negotiate. Ugh. Who wants that? Anyway, that note, y'all have a great rest of y'all night. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Black Manosphere content. For the love of God, so y'all don't sound like these people speaking so myopically about the world. Yeah. And Dre says, I still don't trust y'all Haitian niggas. I still don't trust y'all Jamaican niggas either. Right? But yo, Dre was killing me. Right? Yeah. On that note, y'all have a great rest of y'all night. And PK said, BJs and sandwiches, Z. BJs and sandwiches. That's that's all that black men are really asking for. BJs and sandwiches. And we ain't even asking you to be a great helpmate. We just ask you to be a good helpmate. Maybe not even good. Be okay. The bar is in hell for black men. You would think that black women would like be like, shit, our men don't even be asking for all that. The bar, black men's bar is in hell for what we require. Negroes is asking for okay. Okay helpmates, not even good and great ones. Let me end out before I never end. Look, that's 2 hours and a minute. Mr. Z's out. All right, y'all have a great rest of y'all night. Z out. See, Trail said just don't be a B. The bar is in hell. All right, y'all. Later.